Welcome to the PreacherGirl podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Arner, and I'm so glad that you're here. On this show, you'll hear inspiring stories, passages from scripture, and so much more. My hope is that you will leave feeling uplifted and inspired after listening to every episode. I also have some pretty amazing guests on the show that will lead to some riveting conversations that you will not want to miss out on. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram at PreacherGirl Podcast, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button wherever you are listening to your podcast. All right, enjoy this episode. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the PreacherGirl podcast. We have Gordon here with us today. Gordon Wayne, I should say. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's great to be here.
I'm excited. I know we were just talking about this. We've been trying to do this for a while now, so I'm very happy that it's working out. So
Good things come to those who wait. So.
Yeah, I love that. Very good point. So Gordon, I know we have some questions and everything. So first of all, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you go to school, what you do, things like that to get us started.
All right. So as you said, my name is Gordon Wayne. I'm from a small county in Virginia. We don't even have a town in our county.
Okay.
So I go to Boston College. I study business with a concentration in management and leadership. I think that's it.
Okay, cool, awesome. You said business,
and I'm a rising junior.
Okay, nice. That's really exciting. So you have like a year and a half to 2 years left then, or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 years. Nice. And you said you're studying business and leadership. Is that right?
Yeah. So the business school is called the Carroll School of Management, and then within the school there's different concentrations, and mine is management and leadership.
Okay, cool. Good for you. That's awesome. And I know you said you're currently in Boston, at least for now, for the summer or for the whole summer?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Working, because I have two internships, the one with the National Alliance to End Homelessness, and then one with the Mattapan Food and Fitness Coalition, which is a community building organization.
Okay, cool. Good for you. Those sound amazing. So that's awesome. So just for a little bit of context, the people are probably wondering like who you are, why we're having this conversation.
Right.
So just a little bit of context. What was it, last summer? I think when I saw your segment aired on the nightly news with David.
Oh, that's how you saw it.
That's how yeah, you're like, how did you find me? Yeah. Yeah, it was on the nightly news with David Muir on ABC. And I remember when I saw it, I was like at first I was like, oh wait, what is happening? But then like as it like went on and the story progressed, I was like, whoa, like that's amazing. So it's a very inspiring story, to say the least. So tell us about I guess your journey. You walked all the way to college. How many miles was that, first of all, that you walked?
It was about 550 miles.
Okay. Wow. So you walked, you didn't drive, you didn't none of that. You only walked. So I'll just let you tell us the story of why you did that. Just tell us about that. Yeah.
All right. So in order to explain why I did that, I really have to go further in the past.
Yeah.
So after high school, my family went through some rough times, which led to me being without a stable home. And so throughout the summer, I was living out of a car that I had recently bought. That I bought right after, everything went south. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really have a plan for the future. I wasn't enrolled in college. I didn't really know where to go.
Yeah.
Didn't have really anyone I felt like I could turn to. And so what I started doing was praying. Because I think it's important to pray no matter what's going on in life, but especially when things are bad, that's like that's when
Yeah.
you need to pray the most, because
Mhm.
so, and a question I would constantly ask myself is why is this happening to me, right?
Mm.
Like what
Mhm.
did I would ask myself, like what did I do to deserve this?
Mm.
But after a few weeks,
Mhm.
oh, and so also at this time, all I had was $6, right?
Oh
So
wow, no way.
so
That's
after I bought the
crazy.
car, I didn't get insurance. I didn't get it
Yeah.
inspected.
Mhm.
I didn't even have proper license plates on it.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
And so I realized I was going to have to work a lot
Mm.
to fix the situation. I was working at
Mhm.
an amusement park at the time.
Oh wow,
Um,
okay.
so I started working 60-hour weeks, and
Wow. Wow.
coincidentally, I found a way to get free McDonald's.
No way. What?
Yeah,
What? How?
so it really this part doesn't really make sense, but I just
Okay.
went along with it because I needed some food.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
you obviously get a receipt after every order, and on the
Mhm.
receipt you'll notice it says something like buy one get one free egg McMuffin
Yes.
slash quarter
Yes.
pounder.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
so like about a week or two um before I was in the situation,
Mhm.
I went to McDonald's and I did the receipt to get a free quarter pounder.
Mhm. Mhm.
um and so I was expecting to get two,
Mhm.
but instead I only got one, right? So I was like, wait, this is kind of weird. But then I looked at the receipt and they had
Uh-huh.
only charged me for fries and a drink,
Oh.
right? So I remembered that and I was like, wait, if I just give them a receipt,
Mhm.
then that means I get something for free. So I started doing
Mm.
that every day. Um,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
and one day a quarter pounder by itself isn't that much though. So one
Mm.
day I tried to like use two receipts to get a quarter pounder and fries, and it
Mm.
worked.
Nice. Wow.
And so it ended up working for the rest of
Wow.
2019, and then they ended up
Wow.
changing it. But by
Oh,
that point
okay.
it was okay. Like I didn't need it
Okay.
as badly. So
Okay.
but yeah, so I
Wow.
working constantly, going to McDonald's, sleeping in the car.
Mm.
um and so after about a month, I got
Mhm.
everything fixed with the car, and I finally had some money in my pocket.
Mm.
Actually no, it was more like 6 weeks.
Okay.
And so it was like mid-August,
Mm.
and I was like, I need to go to college, right?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
it's
Mm.
like college isn't right for everyone.
Mhm. Mhm.
um and I think it's wrong that everyone is told like you need to go to college.
Mm.
There's so
Mhm.
many crucial jobs out there
Yeah,
that don't require a college degree. But
for sure.
um for me, like
Mhm.
I did really well in high school, so I knew like
Mm.
college would be the right place for me. So
Gotcha, gotcha.
I went to my local community college,
Okay.
and it was a lot of work to get enrolled there. So
Mm.
I kept calling out of work, and then they ended up firing me.
Mm. What?
So even though I worked 60-hour weeks for like six straight
Wait,
weeks,
what?
right? They
Yeah.
they fired me. I called out for
What?
4 days or something, because there was so many
Mhm.
things I had to figure out with the college.
Sure, yeah.
But
And
I
they
was
just
able.
weren't having it. They were just like, "Sorry, gotta go." Like,
Yeah,
what?
that's how they are. I don't
That's
know.
crazy. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, but so all right. So I got enrolled in college, but
Mhm.
so an associate's degree normally takes 2 years to
Mm.
finish.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I was like, wait, I don't want
Mhm.
to be living in my car for 2 years, right?
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to get it done in one.
Mm.
So I took extra
Wow.
classes, um,
Wow.
so I could do that, because
Wow.
I had like an idea of what I wanted to do in my mind, but I wasn't
Mhm.
like entirely sure. But I knew
Yeah.
that I had to get done with community college as quickly as possible. So
Mm.
I ended up taking 42 credits over a year. Um,
Really? 42 credits in a year? That's what? Really? Did that include the summer too?
um,
Wow.
No. So
No, that's intense.
yeah,
Wow.
so it was
Wow.
seven classes. So like not horrible, but still
Okay.
like above,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
maximum allowed is 18 a semester. So
Okay.
I was above that, but
Wow.
I got like a waiver,
Oh,
and so
nice. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
but then I had to get a new job because I only had
Mm,
like, I think I had like $700 in the bank or something. So that's
wow.
not gonna last so long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I got a job as a pizza delivery driver.
Okay.
Um, and
Did that go well? Was it like
I wrecked my car.
No way. You wrecked your
Yeah.
car. What? And that was the same car that you were living out of, right?
Hmm.
So what did you do when that happened?
So luckily I happen to have a friend who knows, like, his dad is a good
Okay.
mechanic.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was able to
Wow.
get another cheap car.
Okay.
But
That's good. Wow. Praise the
because
Lord.
that happened like in a like later on in the year when I was
Okay.
able to save up a bit more.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's good. That's good. Wow.
but I did enjoy being a pizza delivery driver though. It's a
Yeah.
fun job if you
Nice.
don't wreck.
If you okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I've always
but
wondered about that job. Like I've thought about applying like multiple times because I'm like that just seems like a good job. But
yeah, you
anyways,
drive around listening to music and
there you
being kind to
go.
people, delivering them food
Yes. Yes.
that they really want to eat. So
It's great. It's a
it's pretty
win-win.
good. Yeah, but
Oh man. All right, sorry, continue.
yeah. So I was doing that while I was
Okay.
also going to school,
Mm.
taking all those classes.
Wow.
And so while that was hard, the
Mm-hmm.
most difficult part was definitely the summer. Like
Mm.
when I didn't have anything, but like
Mm-hmm.
when I got into college, like I reconnected with people. Like I'm,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I realized like I was gonna have to rely on myself to move
Mm.
forward. But
Wow.
also another thing I realized is like
Yeah.
um actually no, I'll get to that later because
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
so I ended up getting all A's. Um,
Really? Wow, good for you. That's amazing. That's great.
I
And that
appreciate
was
that.
during the year you were taking the more than 18 credits that you got all A's?
Yeah, like the I got straight A's for the
Wow. Wow.
entire
That's
year.
incredible. That's incredible. And while you were working as a pizza delivery driver, which you were
Mhm.
probably working like crazy hours, I'm guessing, but maybe not. I don't know.
Not too crazy because I
Okay.
wanted to focus on school, but
That's good.
I was working about like 30 hours a week, something like
Wow.
that.
Yeah, it's a good amount for sure. Wow.
Hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. So that's kind of the foundation of your story, I guess. Is that kind of
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Like, and without that foundation, like the story wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I was able to get accepted to BC.
Mm.
And so if I didn't get accepted to BC, then
Mm-hmm.
I would still be a pizza delivery driver right now,
Mm.
and
Wow.
I wouldn't be in
Wow.
school.
Wow.
So I was just super grateful,
Yeah.
but something just didn't sit right. Like
Mm.
because so I knew when I came up here, like
Mm-hmm.
everything was gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't gonna have to worry about where I was gonna sleep. I wasn't gonna have to worry about
Yeah.
food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I just couldn't help but think like there's so many other people who
Mm.
who would still be facing the same issues,
Yeah.
and I wanted to find some way to help, but
Mm.
it was really hard to think of something,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so but one day someone from there's like this really good program at BC, and
Mm.
they offered me a free plane ticket to like come up
Really?
um
Wow.
like to school, and that's what gave me the idea to walk.
Really? When they offered you the free plane ticket, you're like, I'm
Yeah,
okay, I'll walk instead.
like
But
when
for
the
a good
lady,
cause.
right, like when the lady said it to me, like it popped into my head. Like, I was like, I could just walk there, and then like everything connected. I was like, wait, I could link it to, a
Mm,
cause to help other people,
yeah. Yeah,
and just
for
promote that
sure.
the whole time, like.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so the issue was that I came
Mm-hmm.
up with that only 2 weeks before I had to go.
Really? Oh, wow. And this is so like let me just make sure. So you've been accepted into Boston College, like you're going there, you're excited. They offer you this free, well, I can't talk, this free plane ticket and you're just like, "No, I'm going to walk instead and I'm going to do it for the cause of raising awareness for homelessness," pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I didn't say that to the lady,
Okay,
but
okay.
like I was starting to make all the connections, and then I was like, there was so many things I had to think about, and
Yeah.
I didn't think about all the things I needed to think about.
Oh, okay. I hear
But
you. I totally get it. Yeah.
so like I planned out the entire journey. The first day, the plan was ruined.
Wait,
But
what?
yeah, because I thought I could walk further each day than I could.
Oh, I see what
But
you're saying. Okay,
so I
gotcha.
had to scrap the entire plan and just go, just
Gotcha,
just
gotcha.
go, just go by the day. But
Okay. So you took it day by day, like every day you were walking, like you just kind of did you like say, okay, every day I'm gonna get up at 8 a.m. and walk? Like how did you go about that, you know?
yeah, so I knew I had to wake up early,
Yeah.
to have maximum sunlight.
Yeah.
Um, but it was kind of like so I knew I had to walk north,
Mm,
and then
mm-hmm.
so I would start walking north, and then I'd be like, I wonder where I'm going to stay tonight, and so
Mm-hmm.
I would look at hotels like on the
Uh-huh.
way,
Uh-huh.
because
Okay.
so I had worked like super hard all summer,
Yeah.
um, with the
Gotcha.
pizza delivery, so I was able
Gotcha.
to. That's how I like funded the trip,
Okay.
was based
Okay.
off
I
of.
wondered about that because when I saw the news segment, maybe I just missed it, but like I wasn't sure. I was like, did he just like sleep like outside, like random places? So like
That
you were able
did happen one time though.
one time.
So
Okay.
the another thing that I didn't think about
Yeah.
was, hotels that most of them have a minimum age of 21,
Oh,
and
see,
so
I didn't even think to ask how old were you
I
when
was only 19. So
19.
every single time I wanted to stay somewhere, I would have to like convince someone to let me stay.
No way.
And
What?
then the second night, they said no.
No
So,
way.
and I still
Whoa.
had 500 miles to go. So
Wow.
I
Wow.
was, I was pretty upset. I ended up sleeping on a sidewalk that
Imagine.
night.
Really? And I remember
Yeah,
in one shot of the clip I saw, like you had a backpack and like you used it as like a pillow, right? Like, is that what you did that night when you were on the sidewalk? Like you just like used your backpack to like
yeah, that's actually exactly what I did.
wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
and that same night I snuck into Planet Fitness so I could get a shower too.
That's so smart. That's so smart. I've seen YouTubers who like they use Planet Fitness, like people who live in their vans or their cars, and I'm always like, that makes so much sense. Like Planet Fitness, like $10 a month, like shower
Hmm.
every day. So that makes sense. So you were 19. So when was this? What year was this again?
This was last year.
Just last
Um,
year.
yeah, in August.
Wow, that's crazy. Man. Okay. All right. So
It feels
continue.
like such a long time ago.
I can only
But
imagine. I can only imagine. Man, because a lot like obviously can happen in a year, especially for you.
yeah, like COVID
Yeah,
happened. COVID
that's
happened.
true. That is a good
Like so much was
point.
going on.
Yeah. And
But
how did you survive with COVID like happening too with all of that?
honestly, COVID, so being from such a rural place, like
Yeah.
COVID didn't have as much of an impact, I feel like, as other
Okay.
places. But
Sure.
like I just
Yeah.
wore a mask everywhere, and
Yeah.
like when I was delivering,
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Some people would actually get
Yeah.
mad that I had a mask on.
Really? No
Yeah, but
way. Wow. And
um
it's Virginia, right? Is it Virginia?
mhm,
Okay. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. So you walked all the way from Virginia to Boston. So,
Mhm.
okay, so wherever I'm trying to remember, continue your story wherever you were.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of just jumping around,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, so let me kind of explain like how I did it some
Yeah.
more too. So
Yeah.
basically what I did is I followed a bunch of BC kids.
Mm.
But I'd done that earlier just because I wanted to. like follow some BC
Mm-hmm.
kids,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I could like I knew almost right away that the way I would promote the fundraiser was through Instagram.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I
That's
like
smart.
made a few posts like explaining what I was doing.
Okay.
Um, and so like I was super, so I also had no expectation for like
Okay.
an amount of donations.
Gotcha.
Like before
Okay.
I started, I had like $170, and
Okay.
I was very happy about that.
I bet. Yeah.
Like,
No, that's legit.
and
Yeah.
my real goal was to just make back whatever I spent on it,
Mm,
and I knew that would be about like three, four, five
mm.
thousand.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so
Wow.
when it beat that, like everything else was gravy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so each day I would like post on my story,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
make a post. I posted almost every day.
Okay.
I didn't want people to get tired of it, so I didn't want to constantly post. But
Okay. I wasn't sure. I
um,
was like, so which way? Like you posted a lot or like okay, so
I try
you
to
like
like keep
balanced
it
it.
balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Gotcha.
Um, and I got so much. I never received such positive feedback before.
Wow. Wow.
Like
That's
it was
amazing.
really cool to
That's
see.
amazing.
Like everyone just
Yeah.
really got behind like the cause,
That's awesome.
and I was like my entire goal was just to be
Mm-hmm.
the mouthpiece of the cause. Like I
Mm,
wanted,
mm-hmm.
because no one really talks about homelessness.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's just ignored, and
Right. Right.
like I felt like I really had a responsibility, especially with the opportunity
Yeah.
I was getting to
Mm,
try to help
mm-hmm.
other people.
Yeah. And so you started a GoFundMe, right? That's how
Hmm.
you were raising the money and you were posting on Instagram and you were doing this while you were like walking like day by day. And then your story started getting picked up by even local like news stations, right?
Yeah, so that's actually how it got to.
Okay.
So let me explain to you
Yeah.
how that happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah,
it all happened just because a couple who was on, like a middle-aged couple who was
yeah.
on a
Mm-hmm.
date. It was like their date
Oh.
night, and they like went for their date
Uh-huh.
night, and they saw me on the road, and then when they were coming back, they saw me again, so they stopped.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
they were like super nice people. They bought my hotel room for me. They
Oh,
brought me some
wow.
food as I was
Oh,
walking. Um,
wow.
and they
That's amazing.
told York, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Um, I think it was a Fox station there.
Okay.
They told them about it, and so the next
Huh.
day they interviewed me, and I guess that's how David Muir's team found out about it. But
Wow. Man, that's amazing. So
yeah,
when
just because of some nice people.
that's
Um,
incredible.
like
Wow.
their one action led to like over
Mm,
100, like forty thousand
yeah.
dollars being raised, because I
Wow.
think it was at,
Wow.
I don't exactly remember the numbers. I think it was at 37,000 before,
Okay.
and then it jumped up to,
Wow.
it ended at 180,000.
Really? That's what it ended up being like after it was like you made it to Boston College and everything?
No, so after I made it, when I got here, I think it was at like 25,000. Most of the
Okay.
money was raised at like well after, because
Okay.
it aired
Wow.
on the news like in
Mm.
October.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Hmm.
Gotcha. So that nice couple who was on the date and they saw you and they stopped and they gave you food and paid for your hotel. So you didn't know them at all. Like they were
Didn't know
complete
him at all.
strangers.
Yeah.
And then like do you like stay in contact with them now? Like do you like so you okay, so now it's like you guys like have like a relationship or whatever. Like
Hmm.
that's
Yeah, I haven't seen them again yet, but I definitely
okay.
will in the future.
That's amazing.
Like
That's
you
amazing.
can't let, like when someone's so kind to you, like
Mm-hmm.
they're just meant to be in your life. I feel like
Yeah.
to some
Yeah,
extent.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome. Okay, so they spotted you. That's how the local news station like put you on the air. Then David Muir's team reaches out to you. Did that like surprise you? Did you get like super excited when you're like, "Oh my word, I'm going to be on this big ABC nightly news?" You know, did that like was that cool for you?
Yeah, so I was excited, but I was excited because I knew it would raise some more money for the
Yeah.
cause. Like that's
Yeah.
like I really so if it was up to me,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't really like the attention, which is
Okay.
like if you look at my Instagram feed, I haven't really
Uh-huh.
posted at all since
Yeah. I noticed that
because
because I went on there like to like make sure. I was like, okay, so like know the facts and stuff. I was like, wow, like he doesn't post a lot. So I was kind of surprised. Nothing wrong
yeah,
with that though.
like I just I, I just don't really seek out attention normally, but I
Yeah.
felt like this was a valid exception.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
the issue is like some people see it as like a bad thing,
Mm,
like because no matter what you do in life, there's gonna be people who have an issue with it.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's one thing I've learned too. But all like the only thing I can do is treat everyone respectfully and like
Mm-hmm.
not continue the cycle. What I
Yeah.
call it is a cycle of hate, right? Like
Mm,
if someone says something mean to you,
mm-hmm.
you can either choose to end the cycle by like not sinking down to that level, or you can
Mm-hmm.
continue the cycle
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it will just keep going.
Yeah.
It will never
Yeah.
end.
Just never ends. Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
we all have the power to avoid that cycle
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
occurring.
Absolutely. I love that. Is that something you've always kind of like carried with you, or is that something that kind of you started to realize more and more through this past year of everything happening?
That's something that I've learned like after I got to BC,
Mm.
or well, like I already knew that, but like
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
didn't value that
Mm-hmm.
information until like
Yeah.
as highly until I
Right.
I got
Yeah.
here and experienced. Like I've learned so many different things. Like
Mm.
I've learned like homelessness taught me patience. It taught me
Mm.
it strengthened my relationship with God, which
Mm.
I'll always appreciate.
Yeah.
Like and the thing is you can really learn from any situation in life. But
Yeah.
like that's so going back to when I said like why is this happening to me?
Mm-hmm.
The truth is I feel like the truth is there's a reason that everything happens in the world. And
Yeah.
now it's not like I can sit here and explain why everything in the world happens
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because there's only
Mm-hmm.
one being that could do that. But
Yeah.
what I what I do know is that I can learn like we can all learn from
Mm-hmm.
whatever circumstances life throws at us, and
Yeah.
we can turn any seemingly negative situation into something that benefits us in the future.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's incredible. And if I can just share for a second, um, I cannot like relate in the same way to your experience. Like everyone has their own experience, right? Like what you experience, like being homeless for so long, living out of your car. I can't imagine. There was only one time in my life when everything changed for my family, and there was it was like a month to 2 months where we were like bouncing around from hotel to hotel because like we couldn't afford to live anywhere. And I was asking the same questions you were asking of like, okay, God, like, why is this happening? This doesn't make sense. This isn't fair. Like all these different things. And so I think you're so right. Like you get to that point where you're asking those questions, but it does strengthen your relationship with God. It's not like right away. And like you said, you also learn patience in like uncomfortable situations like that, and you learn to appreciate the people who are still there and who do care, like that couple who stopped, they didn't even know you.
Hmm.
And you just really come to appreciate the kindness of people, I think, even more. So I think
Yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah.
yeah, and another thing that I just thought, like, there's so many learning experiences that
Yeah.
I've had over the past like year and a half, 2 years. But
Mm-hmm.
another thing I learned was like to be humble, like no
Mm-hmm.
matter what,
Mm-hmm.
and like because like a past version of myself would have like basked in the glory of what I was doing, but like I
Mm-hmm.
really realized like it really wasn't even about me at all. Like it
Mm,
was like in my opinion, the the entire movement was made by the people who supported it and who
mm,
donated.
mm-hmm.
Um, and it's also about the people who it's going to help.
Mm-hmm.
Which next week I actually have some meetings about that. I'm going to be able to
Awesome.
like
Wow.
because all the money went to the National Alliance to End Homelessness, and then they
Okay.
distributed it out to different groups in Boston and Virginia.
Okay. Wow.
And I'm going to be able to work with some of them this
That's
summer
amazing. And
too.
what you said, the national, what was it called? The National
National Alliance to End Homelessness.
Alliance to End Homelessness. Okay, cool. And I'll definitely put that link in the podcast when I post it
Awesome.
as well. Yeah, for sure. So you are a couple things, but you are still, do you still have that GoFundMe up? Like, can people still contribute, or um what do
No,
you
so
suggest?
I closed it at the end of the year.
Okay.
Um, I might do another one in the future,
Okay,
but
okay.
like for now, people like anyone who wants to donate can just donate straight to the alliance.
Okay. 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 So I'll definitely put that link there then. Okay. Awesome. So I know so we've talked about your story and everything. But like now let's talk about like what was that feeling like when you like that last like day or the last couple days, like you're almost there, you get there, like tell us about that. Like that must have been amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I so first of all, I would have never finished the walk if I hadn't dealt with what I dealt with before the walk.
Mm, I
Um,
see.
like there were so many times, like all the days until I got to like 100 miles away. Like
Mm,
it was just so rough because I was so far away and I was
mm.
going so slowly. Like I could only walk 3 miles an hour. Like
Okay.
that's
Uh-huh.
painstakingly slow.
Okay, I was gonna
You
be like,
have
wait, is that okay? Gotcha. Okay.
like I just imagine wherever you want to go.
hmm
Like it'll take you 20 minutes just to go 1 mile.
20 minutes to go 1 mile. Wow. Okay. Gotcha.
So
Wow.
and like if I could only speed up to maybe like 18 minutes a mile, but at that
Okay.
point I would be just tiring myself out.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um
Wow.
but and so like when I was living out in my car, like the beginning was the hardest part because I was the furthest away.
Mm.
Um
Hmm.
I got horrible blisters on my feet because I didn't really
Wow.
know what I was doing yet.
Wow.
Um
That's crazy.
um and like the rest of the time I was having to like mitigate that issue.
Mm.
But
Wow. Wow.
so when I was getting close,
Mm-hmm.
like my feet still hurt, my back still hurt from the. I had a really heavy backpack on.
Mm.
Um, like so. Side note: so one time
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally put in the driving directions on my phone. So I
Oh.
started walking on the highway, and I
Oh
was like, "Oh
no.
shoot, I shouldn't be walking here." But
Oh no.
but
That's
so
crazy.
a cop came,
Oh,
and
what?
and
Wow.
so he was like asking me what I was doing. I just told him the truth,
Uh-huh.
and he picked up my bag and he said, "This feels like 40 or 50 pounds."
Oh my
I
word.
think if it was, I think it was like 30 to 40 maybe.
Wow,
Um,
that's crazy.
but yeah,
Wow.
so like as I went along, like my back started to feel it more.
Mm, mm-hmm.
But I was so close, and
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it would have been way more difficult for me to quit than to keep going. Like
I get that. Yeah. Yeah.
I would
Wow.
have felt like I was just letting everyone
Mm,
down. I would have never been
mm.
able to forget. So
Wow. So you were that like in that much pain, you were that tired that you were really like wondering if you were gonna like be able to make it type thing.
yeah, so I'd be like, man, am I really gonna finish this? And then
Okay.
I would just imagine quitting. I'd be like, I can't do that. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
keep
yeah.
going.
That makes
So
sense. Yeah.
yeah,
So as quick as you thought that, it was like gone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. And then I would just look at the support I was getting, and I was like,
Mm,
there's no way I could quit.
yeah.
So
Wow. Wow. Hmm.
and near the end,
Mm-hmm.
like the last 2 days, So the second to last day was raining.
No way.
So I had gotten super lucky with the weather. Like it wasn't. There
Okay.
weren't too many hot days. There weren't
Oh,
too many rainy days.
wow. Wow.
Like most
That's
of the time, the
amazing.
weather was pretty nice.
That's amazing. I forgot about that. Like, duh, it's like you're outside the whole time. Like that matters.
Yeah,
So
like
that's
there were
good.
like out of there were probably like 4 or 5 bad days. Like it wasn't
Okay.
even that bad.
Okay, that's good.
But so the second to last day though,
Yeah.
rainstorm.
No way. Wow.
But
So it
I
was
felt
pretty
like it was
bad.
yeah, but I felt like it was kind of symbolic because it was like just one last
Mm.
test, and then the
Mm.
last day it was a clear day. Um,
Oh, wow. Wow.
and I remember seeing the campus like
Uh-huh.
when I was walking in. I
Mm.
couldn't believe my eyes.
Oh,
Um, I couldn't believe what was happening. Like it didn't feel
yeah.
real at all.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then so when I got there,
Mm-hmm.
immediately I got like swarmed by like a bunch of reporters.
No
And
way.
I was so I got there. I met my dean because I'd been talking to my dean like the
Mm-hmm.
whole time.
Okay.
Um, and then so the plan was to walk in the stadium, but then they
Mm.
had like these microphones set up, and I wasn't even ready for that at all. And then like they saw me and like they started asking me questions like right away. I was
No
like
way.
what's going on?
Wow.
But then I was like,
Crazy.
I have to represent the cause. I can't mess this up. So
Mm.
um
Mm. No pressure. No pressure at
no
all.
pressure. Yeah, but
It's like you finally get there and all these reporters are just coming at you. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. And you were probably
yeah.
like exhausted for sure at that point. Like,
That yeah, I was exhausted, but that day luckily I didn't have to walk as far
okay.
as most of the other days.
That's good. Yeah.
That
And
was
the
actually my
excitement
shortest
was
day was the
probably,
last day. Oh yeah, and
oh, okay.
I was so excited
Yeah. Yeah.
because like honestly I just wanted to be done. Like
Yeah.
it was the same thing every single day.
Wow. Wow. That's
But
crazy.
I was just I knew it was worth it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I just I'm just so happy that it
Yeah.
all worked out.
That's incredible. And so how many miles did it end up being again when you like
550.
550 miles?
Mm.
Wow. I feel like if I go for a jog or a walk, it's like 2 miles, 3 miles. You walked 550 miles. That's crazy. And how many days was it? How
It was
many?
16.
16 days.
Yeah, so I was walking an average
Wow.
of 36 miles a day.
Wow, 36 miles a day. That's incredible. And so you made it, everyone, and there were more than reporters there, I think, right? What there were like a
Hmm.
ton of people there, right? Too?
Um,
Or I'm trying to
not
remember,
there, like
but
there were some people
okay.
that the issue was COVID.
Oh, that's right.
Like
Oh, okay.
COVID,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
it wasn't for COVID, I think it would have
for
been
sure.
honestly a lot cooler, but it was
Yeah.
still very cool.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I wasn't even allowed to. I wanted to go to midfield, but they wouldn't even let me
Mm,
do that. Like,
gotcha. Okay.
I could only go in the end zone. But I mean, I was happy with
Uh-huh.
whatever they were willing
That's
to allow. So,
amazing. That's amazing. Wow. Man, I'm just so amazed, inspired. I know people who are listening to you right now, like telling your story, are probably their breath is probably taken away. And like everyone's probably questioning themselves of like, wow, like what can I do? Like how can I like do something that incredible? Because it's amazing. You know what I mean? Like it's not every day someone wakes up, decides they're going to walk 550 miles to the college that they're going to go study at, you know, and for a good cause too, raising awareness for homelessness. So I just want to thank you for doing that, for raising awareness, because like you said, it's not talked about enough and it is ignored. So I think that's incredible that you are shining light on that for sure. So,
I really appreciate that. But honestly, to me, it felt like something I had to do. Like it felt like
mm,
there was no other way. Like once I
yeah.
had the idea and like knowing how lucky, like literally everything had to go right from where I had been
Mm,
to
hmm.
get to BC, and
Yeah.
like
Wow.
I feel like when we succeed in life,
Mm-hmm.
it's our job to use that success to help
Mm-hmm.
others succeed.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely. Yeah.
like too often I feel like people just think it's like they succeed and then that's it. But
Mm-hmm.
really, like,
Yeah.
success is best when it's shared.
Wow. Wow. That's the quote. That's it right there. Wow. Success is best when it's shared. Is it?
Hmm.
Yeah. Wow. That's so good. Man, thank you so
I
much.
actually just made that quote up.
You just now, see? It's
like
amazing.
like I mean I knew the idea obviously, but I
Yeah.
just like condensed it right there.
Yeah. I love that. So you said you have 2 years or a little less than 2 years less or
2 years.
left now. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So that's amazing. So, and that's going to fly by, I'm sure. I know this past year it probably flew by for you too, I'm
Oh,
guessing.
definitely.
So, and
Definitely.
I'm sure you've met some amazing people there. I personally have never been to Boston College, but it looks amazing. And I hear it's an incredible place to be. So I think that's awesome. Very,
Yeah,
very
like,
cool.
and also the campus, like, it
Mhm.
hasn't worn off on me at all.
Oh,
Like the
that's
beauty of the
amazing.
campus, like, it's
Uh-huh.
every time I walk around there, like, it's like I really go to school here. Like,
Oh,
there's no way.
I
But
love that. Oh my goodness. Well, you know you're at an awesome school if you can like say that every day. That's really awesome. That's really
yeah.
awesome. Well, I was just looking here. I was like, was there anything else I wanted to ask you? Um, but I guess is there anything that, I guess two final questions. I do want to ask you, how did you see God in like all of this? Like, how did your faith play a part in like this past year? And like, whatever, I don't know, whatever you want to share, like whether it was like the journey, like making it, like, where did you kind of like experience or see God like in all of this?
Wow, that's a good question.
And it doesn't even
Um,
have to be this past year, but what just like even before this, like experiencing homelessness, like, yeah, anything.
well, I think we can see God just by opening our eyes and looking around us. Like,
Mm-hmm.
without God, none of this would be possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's most evident, like, with people, because, like, it's weird. Like, there's so many people that we look at and we just say, like, they're evil, but the truth is every person, like, is part of God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
and it's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really hard to accept that, but it's the
Yeah.
truth. Like,
Yeah.
because there are some people who do like some very evil things out there, but
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
but the truth is, like, everyone is literally a part of God. And
Yeah.
I think, so wait, the question was, like, where did I, yeah, so I saw God everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
but it took me a little bit to realize that. Like, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that when I was homeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it, like, man, this is a really good question. So when I was homeless, I was really just thinking about, like how do I was focused on myself, because,
Mm.
like, before you can take care of others, like, you really have to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. Mm-hmm.
And so, I just kept asking him to make me into a better person,
Mm.
more like the person that he wants me to be.
Hmm. Wow.
But I was thinking about something else, but I didn't really answer
Mm-hmm.
the question, so I didn't say
No,
it.
no, you're answering the question great. Because it's like when you go through life, when you're going through like tough seasons, when you have a lot on your plate, it can be hard to kind of even think about, where is God in all of that?
It's
Where,
yeah, it's
it's like,
super easy
yeah,
to question,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and I
mm-hmm,
did do some of that, like,
yeah,
but once I realized that it was up to me to change the
mm-hmm,
situation,
mm-hmm,
then I realized why it was happening.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it was really a test to see,
mm-hmm,
like everything is a
Mm-hmm.
test, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
kind
we
of,
just have to remember he's always
mm-hmm.
watching. Like he's always
Yeah.
watching everything we do,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
we should live the way he wants us to live, not because he's watching us, but because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we we want to. Like, I think the best way to convince others that
Mm-hmm.
God exists is not by convincing anyone with words. It's
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
by your actions.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. Drop the mic like right there. Like that's so true. It's like you can say all the right things, you can say all the wrong things, you can try to convince people like God is amazing, but like you said, it's your actions, it's the way you live your life, it's the way you treat others. You know, are you kind to people? Do you show are you loving to people? And so you're
And
absolutely right.
especially when people don't show that to you, like because
Yeah.
that's the most challenging time
Mm-hmm.
to show love to others, but it's
Mm-hmm.
necessary. Like the way
Yeah.
other people act towards you shouldn't dictate how you act. Like you should always be the same, no matter what.
Oh.
Good, bad, indifferent.
Yes. Wow. That's powerful right there. And that is hard to do because, man, that was really good. That was really good. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. Cause I'm sure you had days where you know, not even when you were walking, but maybe beforehand when you uh, barely had any money, you were getting your free McDonald's and you maybe were thinking of people in your mind where you're like, where are they now? Like who, like where, no one's helping me. Like what is, you know, I'm sure, like, I know I've been in that place before. And so it's really easy to kind of like get upset and like hold things against people and things like that. But like you were saying at the beginning when you were answering this, how you were saying how there could be someone who's just a terrible person, but God, He still loves them. They're still a child of God. They're still someone that God cares for. And so that's very humbling. That is very humbling to remember. So thank you. Thank you for you answered that question great. You
I
really did.
appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to cut you off if you were going to add anything else
I
too.
was, but then I forgot.
Oh no. Okay.
It's all
I'm a
good
terrible
though.
podcast host now.
I should have just remembered, but it's okay.
Oh, okay, okay. No, that was good stuff. So is there anything else? Did you remember it?
I almost did, and then I forgot
And
it
then I
again.
started talking again.
It's all good though. It's
Oh
all
my
good.
goodness. Did it have to do with people? I'm trying to remember people who they're not there for
Oh, all
you.
right. I remember now.
Okay, okay.
So like another thing that I really realized is back to sort of like the cycle of hate thing that I
Okay.
talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So like it's really hard to find a time when like it's hard for me to find a time when I acted like hatefully towards someone in the
Mm-hmm.
past and
Yeah.
it made my life better in any way.
Mm.
Like
Hmm.
so it's like that's a more rational reason, I guess,
Yeah.
to not continue the cycle is like
Yeah.
it's not gonna like the only thing that could come from that is that
Yeah.
like it's just
Yeah.
negativity because
Yeah.
negativity
Yeah.
breeds negativity and
Mm.
positivity breeds positivity.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. Because like you're not gonna gain anything from
you're just
treating
gonna
someone poorly.
you're gonna bring
Mm-hmm.
someone down, but not only that, you're gonna bring yourself down,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Definitely.
then you're gonna have to answer to God about it one day.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. And as hard as it is to be kind to someone who isn't being kind to you, it's like when you like first start exercising, like it's super hard, like on day one. Day two, it's a little easier. You know, it gets easier with time. I think that's like something
Just
like
like
once
any
we,
habit.
yeah, like any habit. Exactly. Once you start practicing it, it gets easier. And yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's so much better and more worth it when we're kind to people and loving to people, especially those who are not that to us. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is sort of related, but
Uh huh.
so another thing I've learned to focus on more, like,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really value words as much as I used to, because
Mm.
what I care more about is like why people are saying things.
Mm.
So like
Okay, yeah.
if someone is saying something like hateful
Mm-hmm.
to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you just ask yourself like, why is this person saying this to me?
Hmm.
Like the reason is
Yeah.
likely because they want you to be hurt. And
Mm.
if that's
Mm-hmm.
their reasoning for saying something, then
Mm-hmm.
their words don't matter, because like
Mm.
why you gotta listen to someone who wants to hurt you?
Yeah. 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 And you're right. And you just reminded me too of a lot of times people, who are rude to other people or angry or whatever it may be, usually there's a lot of hurt and a lot of pain that they are dealing with. And so,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah.
And
And so, mhm,
there's everyone has their own complicated life story, and
yeah.
like we're only lucky enough to to truly understand like a few people's story.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
like, and people handle things in different ways, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like at the end of the day, like we may never understand, everyone. And like you said, we may never hear everyone's story. It's not possible to know everyone's story. And so kind of giving people grace and giving people I guess the benefit of the doubt, try not to hold anything against people and um taking things one day at a time, one step at a time, no pun intended. Um, and yeah, I think it's very true because the more we decide to have that relationship with God, like talking about God and who He is and spending time with Him, the more we're changed and the more we're able to treat others the way Jesus would want us to. So yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Awesome, Gordon. So, are there any final thoughts, like any last things you want to share with us here? Um, we did cover your story, right? I want to make sure, like, we didn't like there wasn't anything in your story you were wanting to share that anything else, maybe.
Like the story is like so complicated that it's hard to
We'll have to
get,
do like a
but
part two.
we got like the general version
Yeah,
of the story. But
yeah.
um oh, what was I gonna I keep forgetting what I don't know what's going on, but
It's hard. I totally get it. I lose my like thoughts, like yeah, all the time.
um oh, okay, yeah, I remember. So like I know this sounds kind of hypocritical, but you don't like, to all the people out there, like, you don't need to do something grand to make a big impact.
Mm,
Like you can,
mm,
if you want to, but
yeah.
like the best way we can make a difference in the world is just by being kind with every single interaction we have,
Mm,
and by trying to live our lives the right way. And like
yeah.
I think the only key to being a good person is just
Mm-hmm.
to try to be one.
Mm,
Like if you actively try to be a good person each and every day, like
mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any way you won't be one.
Mm, mm,
And so the more good people, like the more people we have trying to be good, like the
mm-hmm.
better the world will become.
That's really
And
good.
that's the biggest impact we can make.
Hmm. Wow. That's amazing. I love that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to say anything. I think that was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Gordon, for sharing your story. I know like there's so much more you could share. Maybe we will do this again, do like a part two or something. But yeah, thank you so much. I wish you the best with your studies and everything. I know you said you have a couple years left. So yeah, thank you for coming on the podcast. I'm so
Of,
happy.
of course,
Yeah.
I was super happy to join, and
Yay.
long awaited, but
I know. Yes. finally worked out. I'm so happy about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on here, though. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll be looking for your podcast or YouTube channel whenever, if you ever decide to do that. I could totally see it. I could totally see it. Have you ever thought about that before?
I
Like
have,
starting something? Yeah.
like, so one thing I want to make clear is
Uh-huh.
like this walk that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like to me, it feels like just something that happened a long time ago, and like I need to do something else. But the timing, like I can't like force something though. Like I have to, I have to have the right idea at the right time. But yeah, if like when that happens, I was thinking about doing it through YouTube. Like if I could change one thing about the walk is I would have recorded the whole thing. But
okay, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, because and I could have put it on a time lapse. And
I
could have made it. I could have made it way better, but I just didn't have the preparation. I didn't even prepare for the walk itself well enough. But yeah, but like the next thing I could do, like it might be a walk, but I would need to have somewhere to walk to. But it also could be literally anything else.
Like, hey, anything. Yeah, like the sky's the limit.
my goal is like I don't have to be the person who ends homelessness in America, but I just want to see it ended. And until that's the case, I'm gonna do everything I can do to try to make that happen.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Wow. I commend you for that. I want to do more now after hearing you talk about that. Because there are so many great causes, so many great organizations.
Everyone has some cause that they want to support. Like, and you can do it.
Yeah.
Anyone can do like something similar to what I did. All you have to do is just choose to do it.
I love that. Choose to do it. Just do it. Nike. Awesome. All right, Gordon. Well, thank you again. I'm looking forward to when you start that YouTube channel, whenever that happens, or whatever you choose to do. But yeah, I won't keep you. I hope you have a good night and a good rest of your week. And yeah. I guess
thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right.
You have a great night too.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to the Preacher Girl podcast. Be sure to share this episode on Instagram or Facebook and tag me at Preacher Girl Podcast. That's Preacher Girl Podcast. I'll be sure to do a shout out to you on my page when you do. Until next time, remember to always be kind and compassionate to everyone that you meet. Thanks for listening.